there are still a lot of problems to solve in Vietnam, which means that there are enormous opportunities in Vietnam for the companies that can do these things very well.
Hey Tom Peng, love what you're doing on your channel, buddy. Super congrats. You know, giving your time and energy to nonprofit business channel. Look, man, keep driving that audience. So Tom Peng, look forward to spending some time with you. I know you got the right mindset, so I'd love for you to share some of that from the big V. God bless, be great. 10X.
To close my presentation, I want to talk about the opportunities ahead. So we talk about many things, B2B, C2C, live stream, global e-commerce. What are the opportunities ahead? There are still a lot of problems to solve in Vietnam, which means that there are enormous opportunities in Vietnam for the companies that can do these things very well. And I think that's the challenge here, because there's a lot of e-commerce technology startups in Vietnam, but I don't think any companies is actually doing it to the quality that they should. So the challenge is doing it well. The first one is Crossborder B2B. And this is bi-directional. Not just buying products from China and sell in Vietnam, but also taking Vietnamese products and sell abroad and making that really, really easy. So you can set up a website in Vietnam and people in North America, they can transact in USD and have product delivered to them with cheap shipping cost to the USA. And the biggest problem there is the shipping cost, because shipping from Vietnam to the rest of the world is very expensive. So that basically will discourage any buyer from other countries to make purchase from Vietnam directly through a website. Of course, Chinese companies have an advantage, because I don't want to get into it, because they have preferential treatment through the USPS. But Vietnam doesn't have that. So the cost of shipping is very, very high. So there is some room for entrepreneurial people to solve that problem. And there are ways to do that, actually. So live stream e-commerce is another space, because it's fully unutilized, fully untapped. And the quality of live stream e-commerce on Facebook in Vietnam today is quite poor. So there's space for somebody to come in and build a platform where production quality is high, but you have to build that consumer behavior. People want to go and watch a variety show and buy your products. I think the Chinese experience can be imitated, it can be mimicked, but it requires significant consumer behavioral change, and that means investment. Another area that I think there's significant opportunity is that shipping in Vietnam is still very, very slow. Some companies are solving this problem right now. I think Lazada, Shopee, Tiki, they have one-day delivery now for certain things that they store in the warehouse. But for most transactions, those products are delivered in 3 or 4 days, usually on average. So there's definitely a demand for products being delivered within the same day. This is not as easy for e-commerce platforms. There is one company that I know of that's trying to solve the Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh one-day delivery. So this company has worked with Vietjet and local shippers to deliver products from and to Ho Chi Minh and Hanoi within a day. So that's something to look out for. And of course, mobile payment is another big area. Again, there's a lot of players in the space. There's 4, 5, 6 different players. I can name them. I think Momo, YalloPay being the dominant ones. Mocha, that's basically the payment method support Grab. But then if you compare to total transactions, mobile payment usage is actually very, very low. And I think the problem there is ease of use. In China, you can buy a product just by beeping, just by scanning something, and then you're done. But in Vietnam, mobile payment is still very, very complicated. I tried mobile payment like a couple months ago, and it took me half an hour just to get my account funded, because you have to go through so many steps. I don't know whether it's because of compliance or not, but definitely the user experience has to be significantly improved. Purchasing has to be as easy as just scanning something. And if that happens, then I think mobile payment will take traction in Vietnam. But today, there are so many players in the space. Basically, all these players are using incentives. They're basically giving people money to use their service in order to gain some traction. So finally, I think one of the biggest opportunity is for business to develop their distribution network using distributors, channels, and affiliates, and have the system to support it. A lot of businesses want to do this, but they don't know how to start, and they don't have the systems to support it. It will be very difficult to track transactions and very difficult to track who sold what without a system. And I think this is something severely lacking in Vietnam. That's why we get so much inquiries about this. I think this is something that this is probably the next big thing in Vietnam. And also taking it not just domestically, but also globally. How do you build a distribution system selling Vietnamese products across the globe? How do you build a channel system selling your products to different countries using a system, using affiliate marketing? These are all opportunities that I think, and there are more. I just list 5 off the top of my head that I think are very potential. But going back to the mobile payment, that may not be an easy one because we looked into it. You need a license from the state bank in order to operate in that space. And it's very expensive to get that license. So that is also a good thing because that's a high barrier of entry. So for the people that are playing in that space, they don't have to worry about everybody jumping in and be a competitor. So these are 5 things that I think upcoming in Vietnam, and these are opportunities to be exploited, to be leveraged, and also will be solving real problems in e-commerce in Vietnam.